Welcome to another OTG video. Say hello to Major Markham Davis of the United States Marine Corps. My name is Roger, your narrator for this adventure. We're at Stonehenge Space Force Base, a barren volcanic island, east of the island of San Andreas in the North Pacific. We're going to perform a mod shakedown flight of a totally redone Lockheed F-35B Lightning II. Developer will remain nameless to prevent badgering about a release date. This has not been publicly released yet, so hold on to your horses. The F-35 family of stealth supersonic tactical aircraft was awarded in 2001 as a low-cost replacement of several airframes. The X-35 beat out its competitor, Boeing's X-32, to win the contract, becoming the F-35. Lockheed Martin is the principal contractor, with Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems being the major subcontractors. A multi-role combat aircraft that possess air superiority, strike, electronic warfare, intelligence surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. I think this plane can even take photos of ground objectives. This aircraft has been controversial. A series of cost overruns and hiccups has marred the program in a negative light. But we won't be discussing any of that. There are three variants of the F-35. The A model, which is the most simple design out of the three and is what the U.S. Air Force uses. The B model, which possess a vertical takeoff and landing capability and is the most complex, operated by the U.S. Marine Corps and the United Kingdom's Navy. The C model, which has a strengthened airframe, a more robust landing gear, a tail hook, and larger wings to maintain slower speeds to land on an aircraft carrier. Both the U.S. Marines and Navy operate the C model. Today we're flying the B model. As you can see, we're having some issues while taxiing the aircraft. It may be clashing with the map. We'll have to test this later back on San Andreas. Now it seems to be responding to the controller inputs, but we'll see. The F-35 first flew in 2006. The B model was introduced in 2015, the A model in 2016, and the C model in 2019. 2024 flyaway costs were as follows: $82.5 million for the A model, $109 million for the B model, and $102 million for the C model. As of May 2025, 1,170 F-35s of all variants have been built for the U.S. military and NATO forces. We're still having issues with taxiing. A good way to steer a stubborn aircraft is to hit the brake as you steer to make a tighter turn. As you can see, these hatches on this mod stay open when taxiing conventionally. The B model can take off and land conventionally, so here goes. Okay, the first test will be pulling a loop at idle with the landing gear deployed. Keep in mind, this is not scientific. This is just a game. This mod has a lot of power, not a problem for this airframe. Since that was effortless, let's try an inverted outside loop. There we go, a little sluggish and approaching stall speed. Always test something like this with a lot of altitude so you can recover. Now to perform 2 minimum radius turns. The first one will be orbiting around the Space Shuttle and SCA mating tower. Very little rudder, if any, needed to keep from smacking the ground. This mod is sono. And now some turning or jinking to see how quickly we can reverse into the opposite direction. And now a dead stick with the engine shut down. And we're dropping like a rock. Those stubby wings are not for gliding. For what it's worth, gonna see how we can fake some super maneuverability. GTA flight characteristics are not realistic. Okay, that was funky. Let's see what else we can do, shall we? Now, the moment we've been waiting for, the vertical stuff. I'm gonna shut up and let the plane speak for itself. This concludes the test flight. Hope you enjoyed it. We're heading to San Andreas. Stay tuned if you want. If not, see you next time.